Okay, welcome to the sixth, I think, official What About Cynics podcast with me, Aaron, and Harvey.
Hello.
Simon is missing because he's lazy. Today we'll be talking about Star Wars in all shapes and sizes, EA, Nintendo, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Yep.
Nvidia for the first time since like the early 2000s.
I thought it was Nvidia.
Nvidia, yeah, you're right, Nvidia.
Exactly. Go on.
Ding! And World of Warcraft, which we haven't talked about since the mid 2000s. So, there
And
you
I've
go.
never played. It's going to be informative.
And I played for all of 4 days. So,
Let's rock and roll.
we are qualified as ever.
Right.
So, Star Wars is being filmed in our dear United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Thank God. Which it's always been, so no change there.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean our Conservative government won't big it up as the best thing they've ever done.
Damn straight.
Did you see George Osborne with his I think the Force is strong with this one?
Ooh, no. That
That
sounds...
was
that
more
painful?
amazingly.
Yeah.
Charlie Brooker showed this on 10 o'clock live, and then after the clip had rolled, he just said "fuck off," and it was possibly the best thing
Well,
ever to be on that show.
that's the only response you could ever say.
Exactly.
Like, there needs to be no clever joke made about that one. He tried to make a better pop culture reference and it sounded horrible.
Yeah, and he laughed afterwards as well. I think even he realised that that is just bad.
T-shirt. Yeah.
Just so cliched.
My favourite thing about this is Warwick Davis did an interview on the news, and it's quite a long interview. Like, it's long enough. It's over 7 minutes, and even if I met Warwick Davis, I would like basically say, "Hey, Warwick, why do you have a weird app out called Pocket Warwick?" And that's basically the only question I'd be able to ask. But yeah, they ask Warwick about the state of the British film industry as a man who obviously works in loads of British movies, because I think he's dressed up as like 4 different bears. I guess that makes him qualified. But yeah, no, he was talking about it, and he was just he's excited. He was really excited, and I reckon he's excited because he knows he might have a bit of work.
Yeah, he's just going to get to play, as Luke Skywalker said, all the other Muppets.
Exactly. Whereas we don't actually have any. There aren't any Muppets now. They're all CG. All the Muppets, especially with J.J. Abrams
he can be like
involved.
Gollum. He can be like a CG Muppet. If I had to ask Warwick Davis one thing, I think I'd ask, how come Peter Dinklage has a half decent career and you have to degrade yourself constantly? Because I really want to know.
Yeah, Warwick Davis. He did Life's Too Short, and it was a satire about being degraded.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
swear to God, Warwick is always degraded.
exactly. And I swear, like every other midget actor you see has like a certain dignity about them.
Dwarf good sir. That's where the real dignity is.
Yeah.
Midget is derogatory. Although I've heard that's also not true, so I have no idea.
Well, I thought they were two different things.
Yes, so did I, but apparently one's derogatory, so I don't know anymore. I don't think it really matters. Yeah,
I
same
mean, if
midget.
they're two separate categories, then one can't be derogatory, and there's midgets just have accepted they have a
There's no
worse
intent.
lot.
There's no intent
Exactly.
there, so
I mean,
go.
it's
Go
only ignorance, which is obviously much better.
There you go.
But are you gonna apply to be an extra if there are any extras? I mean, it might all be CGI. Because how much, it's not like this is Lord of the Rings where they're going to be hiring out half of England to be orcs. Like,
Yeah, no, exactly.
I mean, you've seen. I mean, I watched the making of like Star Wars Episode 3, and like there were 4 actors for all the Wookiees in that film, and there were a lot of Wookiees in that film.
It showed that was a fucking splurge of CG.
Yeah.
I know
Exactly.
J.J. Abrams. I don't know. Does J.J. Abrams usually?
Well, true. I mean, this is assuming it's going to be more like the prequel trilogy than the sequel. I mean, he might make them like, real world locations. But if so, then if you're going to use real world locations, then why Britain? I mean, you're going to film it in that quarry they film every episode of Doctor Who in.
No, they just filmed it in Pinewood Studios.
Oh,
Although I don't know. I don't know why.
Exactly. I mean, unless the entire thing happens on like Endor, because that's about the only topography that Britain vaguely matches.
But
I mean,
I think Star Wars like kind of needs like real world like locations now, because after the just like everything was filmed on green screen for the last film. They need a mix.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
all green screen looked. I mean, I don't even think it was the CG. It might have also been the dead-eyed acting, but there was something about all green screen that clearly wasn't inspiring the actors to really get into it.
Well, indeed. I mean, I think it's a combination. I think the other thing is like you just like when you look at like 4, especially 4 with all like,
Yeah.
the Tatooine scenes, etc. Like there's something about them. Everyone looks like more in it because they've just been dragged out to like
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere,
Well, they're
etc.
actually walking around in the desert
Yeah,
and not
which is
just
probably
walking
really
around.
annoying. But equally, you're supposed to be annoyed in your acting.
Exactly. Especially since like everyone was laughing at Star Wars in the first place. Like it was supposed to be annoying because no one gave a shit about it.
True. I mean, this is yeah. I mean, we've all seen Harry Flinker's review about the kind of like how George Lucas was probably in spite of George Lucas, the first 3 were good.
Yeah, well, I think
So
everyone's come to
yeah.
basically conclude that George Lucas is not the talent that we thought he was. But
Yeah. I'm
I
glad.
mean,
To be fair, I think I mean, I still don't like J.J. Abrams. I've still got like a mini jihad against him. But like, I think if he's got to direct one cherished Star franchise, then it can be Star Wars.
yeah, just take
Partially because
that.
I care about it less. Partially because it's more his thing.
I think he's better at Star Trek. Like Star Trek is a much more just fantasy, good versus evil. Like the only time that Star Trek
Yeah,
really
did you
got
see that Jon
complicated.
Stewart interview? Did I send it to you? I meant to, if not.
Which one? With J.J.
It's
Abrams?
him, J.J. Abrams.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't watch it because I don't go
He
on the right website.
he
Yeah.
it's like Jon Stewart like he literally admitted that he was like I didn't get Star Trek. I always preferred Star Wars because it was much more good versus evil. And I was like, fuck you. How did you get in charge of Star Trek with that attitude?
How
Like
did
if I
you?
hired a guy and he was like, I don't really get the job, but I'll do it.
How
I'd be
did
like,
he
no,
ever like become a
you're not
fucking
doing the job.
adult? I prefer good versus evil. Do you? How
Yeah.
fucking fascinating! How interesting! You're
Because
gonna bring a lot to the.
the
That would explain Lost,
yeah.
and that is a massive Lost spoiler. But you don't need to. There's nothing to spoil there.
Wait,
Watching the
do we
show
really
itself.
have to disclaim spoiling Lost? It's been like
Oh well, Lost was
6
spoiled by its
years.
creators, but yeah, Lost is good versus evil. That's it. That's what
Uh,
it turns out to be, and clearly helmed by J.J. Abrams.
Jon Stewart has a great line where he
Yeah.
went, I stopped listening to you after you said you didn't like Star Trek. Because like, I didn't realize, once again, another level of synchronicity between me and Jon Stewart. He absolutely loves Star Trek. Who knew?
Good. I bet he does not like the new Miracle films.
I don't think so, which is funny because he's the one who had to interview J.J. Abrams.
It's true. But then again, everyone's basically saying, and we talk about the movie now, which we said we were going to do later. But yeah, basically, Star
We'll talk
Trek
about it
is just
briefly.
Star Trek is just basically everyone just says it makes no sense as long as but you'll enjoy it as long as you pay attention to the pretty CGI. To be honest, I didn't even think the CGI in action was that good, so even I had nothing to ignore it for.
See, this is the thing, because I mean, the way we can link this together is like the Star Trek films are clearly just taking prominent references like the words Kirk, Spock, Kobayashi Maru,
Yeah,
like Vulcan, etc.,
yeah.
and just Khan, and
I
implying
reckon
them
they just have those words written on a
yeah,
dartboard.
exactly. But like, I mean, Star Wars is already basically those words. You got like Luke, Force, Vader,
No.
like Death Star,
Good,
like,
evil. J.J.
yeah,
Abrams suddenly got
exactly. So
interested.
maybe this will be precise because that Star Trek movie looks like a Star Wars movie. So maybe maybe he's just really good at making Star Wars movies.
That's true. But then again, like Star Wars. Yeah, I mean Star Wars. The way like the government works in the first, in the early prequels, it does seem like basically George Lucas just got every like head of state or everyone involved in government and just threw darts at them because I don't know how a queen can become unelected and I don't know how a queen and the Senate work hand in hand. So clearly wasn't paying any attention.
Well, because she's the queen, but she's elected, but she's
Yes.
part of the Galactic Senate.
Yes.
But she's also she's also a chancellor, and at different points she's also a diplomat.
Anyway, a place where suspected Sith Lords can gain complete control and people can vote in a dictatorship.
But yet she's
no
the head
reason.
of state, and yet there doesn't appear to be a parliament. So is she in control? Because she doesn't spend much time being in control.
No, yeah, she's arguing with people all the fucking time.
I mean, she's a queen in the same sense that kind of like, yeah, it's just ridiculous.
And this is a society where you can sign an invasion treaty under duress
Look, to be fair,
and have it upheld.
This thing, I mean, it was a similar kind of thing in episode 4. The only difference between Princess Leia is we never saw her have to govern anything because her planet got destroyed.
True.
But I bet it would have made as little sense on Alderaan. Like, I bet, Alderaan was supposed to be democratic. She wasn't, there wasn't a king of Alderaan. She was just a princess because it sounds nice.
Well, the thing, well, they blew up the planet before they had the time to show that. And that is George Lucas covering his tracks by
my
accident.
God. If they had destroyed Naboo, all the Gungans would be dead.
What
missed
shame.
missed opportunity.
I want the seventh one to just they quickly go back to Naboo and see like the lake has been like sort of polluted.
Drained.
But then again, like the lake in Gungan like connects to the rest of the world. Because remember, they fly to the other side of Naboo
Oh shit! If they drained that
in the
entire lake,
water. Yeah, I
yeah.
guess
Like,
yeah. So if you
is
pollute,
every lake on Naboo connected? Surely
I
there's no
guess.
core.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, but they swim through the core. Like they go to the other side of the planet. That's how they go all through water.
That's not how planets work.
Well, it's how George Lucas thinks planets work.
I just want the lake to be drained and Jar Jar's
Oh.
like strangled to death on one of those Coke can ring holders.
Dragged into a net and he's brought in, and then like the EU like throwing fishback policy are like, this one isn't good enough, and they just throw his carcass
Just
above.
grinded into Amidala Sushi
Exactly.
Inc.
Or
Beautiful.
maybe like it's an alternative where like Nigel Farage is in power. They've gotten rid of it and they still sell Jar Jar on the fish market. He's in the new Bird's Eye.
J.J. Abrams, the master of political satire.
Very well.
Apparently, there's
We
some of
we
that in
we.
Star Trek as well.
You doing what?
Apparently, there's some of that in Khan as well, with the admiral who sends Kirk on the mission.
Yeah.
He's he's wanting a war to boost militarism and arms sales and all that, and it's
Yeah.
all very veiled.
It's all there. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
My
Which was also in
favorite.
Iron Man 3. I mean, it just seems to be a really easy point. Because I guess it's because everything's about action. So if you've got a guy pushing for war, then you can claim,
But it's
satire.
it's people pushing for war when they don't seem. How the fuck do they get away with it? Like
Well, I was
they're
told
not.
today. Like I was
Yeah.
discussing the first Star Trek with Ree, and I found out that Vulcan is destroyed in this universe.
Yeah.
Like what?
That was brave. That's a brave one.
But that's what the. Like I
They
didn't realize this, and it was destroyed by a fucking Romulan ship of all things. Like I don't.
Yeah, the whole. You need to watch the first Star Trek to see the problems with it. Like
I'm gonna. I think I might record myself watching it.
it's fascinating. It's fascinating. Like the whole Vulcan being destroyed is a really like cool idea, because it's a big change, and it's like, wow, that's brave. And then they
Well,
just they don't really do anything with
Just
it.
seems to end the Federation. like, it's like equivalent to Earth being destroyed.
Yeah, but they're not us.
Well, no, but
So it's
the,
not
the
as
thing they
nice.
are in Star Trek, they were us. We
I
were
know.
all together.
They find it. I know they find another planet and shit like that. So
Okay,
they're
that's
doing
nice.
all right. They're doing all right.
I'm sure we
don't
could find another planet. God.
Only
Anyway,
10,000. Yeah, my God.
Star
But
Trek.
yeah, we
EA,
we
we have a Star
split the
Wars
stars. Yeah.
The
There
other
we go.
Star Wars news is that Disney have sold all the video game rights to EA for Star Wars.
And they're sold.
Not every video game. And
Yeah.
EA has set up a studio, another DICE studio called DICE LA, and they're now going to be, I hope, / don't hope, churning out new Star Wars games.
Fantastic. The fact you use the word churning immediately gets me unexcited.
Well, I mean, I might be being, maybe they'll craft new Star
Maybe.
Wars games. Does that sound it to you?
Yeah, they'll craft and churn. I want a mix.
Yeah.
I want like the way EU treats like it's like Wii selection of games. Tries to make good games for the others and churns out the Wii ones. Speaking
Well,
of
did
which,
you see EA's making no Wii U games?
yeah, I did. I just saw that now, and
Yeah.
that's makes complete financial sense.
Well, that makes and kind of technological sense because that thing's apparently a bitch to code for. Like I was
Yeah.
playing, I was in game the other day, like Pokemon, of all things,
Oh.
and I decided to go play the Wii U in the corner, and I didn't realize the screen that you have on the little pad is the exact same screen that's up there on the TV.
Yeah, sometimes depends what game you're playing.
Okay, well, I think it was playing Mario or something, which is the only thing you.
I
It's the only thing on the Nintendo console at the moment.
I
if EA's
quite
not
like
coming.
the pad, but I was there playing it with a friend, and I kind of got the feeling that while we were playing it, I was like, we're sort of having fun, but in a really like sort of we're just having a good clean time. Like it didn't seem like something that you play for hours.
Well, this is the
It felt like something
Wii's
that you dig
always
about in a
seemed
shop. Yeah.
like whenever I've obviously not owning a Wii, I've only ever played a Wii socially, but that seems like the only way to enjoy a Wii outside of Super Smash Bros. Brawl, like, which is about the only game I've seen. Other than
Well,
that, like every single time I play a Wii, it seems like it's something you play with like your 8-year-old cousin to burn time.
Definitely. I mean,
Like,
even single player games like I've had a Wii around me and I've got single player games to play, but I don't really feel the drive to play Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Well, this is the thing, because they say like there's a new Zelda, or not new anymore, obviously, but there was a new Zelda, and there are what I assume to be serious single player games. But I just feel so dumb using that thing. I mean, it's like a plasticky toy. I mean, I know the Xbox isn't the zenith of design, but at least they made it look coolish, green and
You
black.
do feel like a maybe. I mean, yeah, maybe it's just a bias that you feel like a fucking retard using it. But yeah, it just kind of makes you feel like you're paying like a fucking retarded baby's toy,
Oh yeah, and
and
I mean
that's
it's like waggling the stick and stuff and the
yeah,
fan. I mean, but like even because you can attach a GameCube controller to it, and I guess,
which
but
solves all of its problems.
yeah, but then why is it not just a GameCube? Like
Yeah,
why is
well,
it this motion
it's
shift?
about as powerful as a GameCube.
Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, it makes no sense.
Well, also, yeah, I mean, like the way they talk about their third-party support, they say we'll have third-party support this time, but they fall in exactly the same problem. The reason people don't do third-party support is not because Nintendo is some sort of we hate Nintendo. It's just because Nintendo always goes for weird moves, like when it went for mini discs in the PS2 generation,
True,
it didn't
those are
get.
cool.
Yeah, but they were cool, but like they didn't hold as much information, so they were harder to design for, so they didn't get as many third-party supports. Then they make a game console in the Wii that is behind all the other game consoles, so you have to use two different engines, so it makes no sense to
And
design
harder to develop
games for
for.
it. And they've done exactly the same fucking thing.
Mm.
They've got a game console which, yes, might be relevant now, but in about 2 years, unfortunately, the market will have moved forward. And I don't know why they keep making the same mistakes and thinking it's going to work.
Indeed, because it's strange. Because like the DS and the DS, the 3DS, the
Yeah.
DSi, etc. Those things go from strength to strength. Like I don't really understand where there's such a chronic design flaw in them designing consoles.
I guess because they haven't really got much competition with the handhelds. Like they've got Android games,
They got PS
but
Vita, PSP.
yeah, but the PS Vita and PSP are kind of like they do the wrong thing. They try and like recreate the living room experience, where the 3DS and the DS don't try and do that. They try and create a handheld experience, which is
And
different. And
goddamn, do they do it
Sony doesn't
well?
seem to understand that. They do it very well, but you know what was it? So yeah. So
EA, Star
yeah.
Wars,
So
which we
yeah,
got. But I mean, we've linked EA and Nintendo together anyway, so we can kind of flip between.
but yeah,
But yeah, I
EA. I
mean,
mean,
I'm
yeah, go.
kind of excited about because I know. I mean, I think they're going to finish 1.3.1.3, though I don't think it's confirmed, which was the Bounty Hunter game.
Yeah.
Because obviously Star Wars is apparently all about bounty hunters now. Though I don't know when that happened because we talked about this, didn't we? I think we talked about this before. How Boba Fett wasn't even a main character really; he was just a guy,
Yeah.
and the bounty hunters were just like a series of colorful villains. And yet now
He
apparently
was
they're
he was basically Crocodile Dundee in
yeah
space, which
they're
I'm
now
surprised
one
they
of
haven't made that movie because they've run out of sequel ideas. But
that would be like Jason X. Jason versus Crocodile Dundee. Goddamn,
shit.
that'd be great.
But yeah, no, I don't know when it became about bounty hunting, but it is. So we have to
Yeah,
accept that now.
indeed. And I mean, other than that, then I guess because it wasn't is Dice the guys who made Battlefield? I mean,
They
I
did. They
don't
made the
think
Battlefield, and they
yeah.
made the
Battlefield.
online component to Medal of Honor, and then they made Mirror's Edge as well.
Oh shit.
Mirror's
But
Edge is their
but
weird like random game, and it's a shame because I enjoyed Mirror's Edge. I want a sequel.
me too, though we'll never get it.
Of
But
course not.
Battlefield, I mean, Battlefront was basically just Battlefield in Star Wars, so maybe they might finally get Battlefront 3, because fucking hell, I want Battlefront 3.
I think probably will.
I hope
I don't
so.
see
I
any
mean,
reason why not.
if you want, like you can't print money, but if you get as close to printing money as possible, then it's making Battlefield 3.
You can't print money, but you can print guns. Who'd have thought?
Beautiful.
That's a strange world we live in.
That is, it's amazing that you can still print that there hasn't. I mean, like all the government did was they told them to take it down, and then they did, and then Pirate Bay hosted it.
Oh man, they hosted the fuck out of that. It's gone now.
Is it from Pirate Bay?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, I mean like it's taken
Oh
off.
yeah,
It's,
Well, I mean, over a
it's
million people have downloaded it
Existenz.
now or something. I
It's
mean,
Existenz all over again, and we're fucked.
I was going to download it to be fair. I mean, I know I can't print it.
Existenz. Yeah. No, it looks. I know it's kind of terrifying. I don't know if if I can really talk about the implications of it, but I don't think it could be good.
No. Well, I generally treat a world with more guns as not good.
Yes. No.
But you know, I also treat a world without fucking Nintendo because it seems to be going this way. If the Wii U does flop as badly as it seems to be, I mean, Nintendo is not doing great
They've
money-wise.
still got a lot of money left.
Do
Like,
they?
yeah,
Okay.
Sony's been losing a lot more money than Nintendo has, and Sony had definitely got it in them, like to carry on going. So I assume Nintendo could fuck up and probably have 2 console generations left in them. And if they get one of those right, then they'll get enough money to do another one. Basically, just don't have to have. They can't have like 3 fuck ups in a row, and they'll be fine. Which is weird. But, I mean, yeah. So do you want to talk about the other Nintendo thing?
The other Nintendo thing?
Yeah, like I mean, EA making Star Wars games. You're just happy because you get your Star Wars games now.
You describe this then about the good and bad morality of video game developers.
Are you sitting away from the microphone?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, fair enough.
So.
But yeah. So yeah, basically Nintendo are right. They've said this very weirdly. They've said we want to bring the community together and create like an element of sharing, and then in order to do that, they're basically over LPs of their games, they're making it so that they get all the advertisement revenue. So in trying to bring their like community together, they're taking from their community what the community's always had and profiting off it. Which games are a weird one because games don't really work like films on the internet. I don't know really where copyright stands on LPing. I'm pretty sure it's fine. And
is this just onto other people's Let's Plays then?
Yeah, literally. People who are making money off Let's Plays at the moment, like anyone that shows Nintendo products.
Well, even Pokemon.
Yeah, even a Pokemon Let's Play, you would not make the money from that anymore. I mean, I don't know.
How do they track this down? I mean, do they just go through every video and if there's
if you're yeah, I guess so. If there's a Let's Play of a Nintendo video that you're making money from through advertising, they just make money off it from that point.
That is insane.
Yeah, I assume they'll only do it with like the new games because they're like someone that's got like a Pokemon Yellow Let's Play. Like if they really start digging that far back, they should probably give it a rest. But yeah,
well, so is it just new? I mean, because I was thinking about doing some Pokemon Black and White Let's Plays. Would that be? But I mean,
it may be, it may not. I mean, I'm sure they'll get into contact with you.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the worrying thing. Like that is insane.
No, I know. Yeah, it's really weird.
Because Let's Play, I mean, I've decided whether I want to buy games off of Let's Plays.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, Let's Plays are because the experience is usually always different. That's what somebody's argument was. Why Let's Plays you should be able to make money off it. Because you're not just showing people the product.
I mean, you're showing the game and then I mean, I'm assuming you're commenting. I mean, you could just I mean, even if you're not, then you're still inputting into the game. You're basically
getting paid. It's like getting paid to be a reviewer. You are reviewing the game.
Exactly.
Just in a gameplay way. And live. But yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, it is basically the equivalent of sitting in the cinema watching a film and going, "Oh, this bloody bit is shit."
It's weird that they have. It's weird that they didn't even just like ban Let's Plays, or they said they removed them all. It's literally like, oh yeah, we're fine with them as long as we can make money off them. That's just greedy.
Well, exactly, and a lot of people will stop making Nintendo Let's Plays because a lot of people's careers that is it. They just play games and you watch.
Yeah,
them.
It's funny how many people have managed to make a living off of this. It's quite positive.
I mean, with sweet Let's Plays like Pony Love, I was never expecting greatness.
No, but, 100 views later.
Oh, here it is. How much is that? Nothing. Oh well. But
one day.
one day. I'm not gonna stake my life on it, but yeah. So
yeah. So Nintendo's being a dick. What's EA doing good then?
EA. Now, yeah, this is the weird thing. Now Nintendo's never been a great company, but they've always been like fairly easygoing, I guess.
I mean, they've just released good games and not complained a lot, so that's all you can really ask for.
But yeah, EA has done the odd thing of it's dropped its online passes, which it hasn't done it for any business reason, because online passes are doesn't really affect you ever, because it's second-hand games, so you wouldn't have made money from it anyway. So it's kind of like you're just dipping your hand into the cookie jar, when you're full. It doesn't really make a difference whether or not you get any of that cash. But yeah, the fact that they've dropped that service, so you don't need to play online passes anymore when you buy secondhand games. So now now they've all online passes that were around have now gone, and EA has just said they've listened to the consumer base, and the consumer base doesn't like it, which is very weird that EA would do that. They don't seem like that kind of company.
Well, no, we complain frequently and loudly about EA, and they never do anything. The consumer
base has gone mental over SimCity DRM, and they didn't listen to that. So,
what's the has there been a response from people? How do people feel? Because obviously, there's people just being skeptical. Or...
About what? About the online pass thing?
Yeah, about the fact they've dropped it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just heard they dropped it. I know people don't like online passes.
Well, obviously, but I mean, Yeah, this is very strange. I mean, was there? Guessing there wasn't. I mean, I'm guessing there wasn't a significant outcry against it. I didn't hear anything. And I mean, whenever EA does anything wrong, then Jim Sterling and that are always the first to jump on their back. So you'd think you'd hear about it.
Well, the thing I think maybe it is just a response to the SimCity thing. Maybe like maybe the online passes weren't making that much money.
Maybe, but I thought SimCity was more systemic than that. I thought it was like they were claiming it's like an MMO kind of feature, so you have to be online. So surely you can't remove that.
They say that, but
Well, yeah, I
you
know it's a
don't.
lie,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
as in,
yeah.
I mean, is that what they've retracted? Or...
They haven't retracted it. I think people at Maxis have retracted it, and
Well,
I think
Maxis always seem to
even
be.
Will Wright seems to say, yeah, there's no reason. I mean,
Is
he
Will
doesn't
Wright
work.
even involved in it
He doesn't
anymore?
work at the company anymore, but he certainly has said the business practice is strange.
Okay.
I was reading an interview where he was just talking about how it was a complete failure, and the people at Maxis are clearly responsible for this. Which is odd, but
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. Did you see Sims 4 is also announced actually on slightly relevant news?
I see those. I saw somebody said Sims 4, and then just showed like basically a tech demo of nice looking rooms,
Yep.
and I just thought this doesn't seem like Sims 4. This just seems like somebody's made Sims 4. It's like when I
No
was
Sims.
looking, Sims 4. Like it just doesn't. I didn't think it would look like a Sims 4 game. It just looked like nice rooms.
It's quite. Yeah, I mean, obviously at this point we don't know enough, but I just found it funny how because
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter and I looked through kind of like people tweeting, every single one was a woman. Like I don't like to stereotype, but it does seem like women play Sims 4 or Sims at
Well,
large.
Sims is a lot more popular among the girls and the boys.
Yeah, if it gets
Uh,
women gaming, I mean,
I guess that
as I
means
said,
that is why the
I mean,
Sims is.
I personally kind of enjoy playing Sims. There's something kind of funny about it.
I like playing Sims for about a
Yeah,
day.
it's got. Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely got like a
Yeah.
limit.
After that, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this game.
After I've made and then killed myself, then
Exactly,
that's
and all my enemies. I mean, Sims. I'll go in, ruin someone's life, and then leave. I'm done now. I think the thing about Sims is a lot like KFC. Like Sims, you'll go there, you'll play it, and after a while you'll be like, oh, this is actually kind of shit, and then you'll leave. But you'll get that random, that sort of that desire, that desire to try it again, and eventually you'll go back.
Maybe
Same
that's
with
why I
games.
haven't played it in a while. I got
Exactly.
got some
Play
munchies.
it again, you'll hate it. I played it again recently, and I was like, oh, I'm done now.
Fair enough. That's probably true.
Then again, I was playing a glitchy as hell pirated copy of The Sims 1, which I have to show people because it's got loads of hilarious glitches. Like it allows you to do stuff that you cannot do in the main game and have ridiculous family setups.
Like what?
Like I think in the main game, from what I've read, and I did check this out, like you can't kill your parents and be an only child in the original. But yeah, in the version I have, you can kill both your parents. And so
Well, that is something I'm always pining to do.
exactly, I killed both my parents in it, and not my own personal parents, but yeah, I just basically made this kid, like I was playing the Making Magic edition, and basically turned him into a crazy like wizard, who was just an orphan, and he invited around everyone and killed them in little like shacks that he built, and turned people into frogs. It was fantastic. But after that, I was like, I'm done with The Sims. I've caused enough mayhem.
And some would say that's the best thing EA's ever made.
Exactly, definitely. Or Dead Space, because that is so scary.
I still haven't played that. I only own one Dead Space, and I own Dead Space 1 on the Kindle. So
That's weird.
I don't think I'm going to get a good Dead Space experience. Yeah, it is the actual Dead Space.
Shit,
They've
really?
ported it onto the Kindle Fire.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. I bet you didn't know the Kindle Fire was that powerful.
Am I just underestimating how powerful like modern small computers
Yeah,
are? Because I know the
tablets are
PS3
like
came
small
out
laptops.
See, it's strange because the PS3 did come out so long ago. I always just assumed that modern consoles are still very powerful.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. So yeah, more AA. I mean, do you want to talk about WoW for a bit? How it's lost loads of people in the East?
Yeah, I guess we should probably stick to video games. Do you want to do Nvidia first or WoW?
Let's do WoW first. By the way, what is Cage? What does Cage mean?
It's Agents of
Luke
Shield.
Cage. Luke Cage. Sorry, yeah, carry on.
It's fine. So yeah, World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
As I hope I think World of Warcraft's known in every sphere. It had a South Park episode about it. I don't feel the need to introduce it anymore.
There you go.
But has recently lost 1.3 million players, which is more than most games would ever get.
God. Yeah,
But
I don't even think like Psychonauts sold near that amount.
WoW is still the most played game even after that drop. And yeah, they're predominantly from the east, and kind of. I wonder. I was thinking about actually
This is
because
the
I know
panda
that
thing.
this is the. No,
Is that it? Is that...
they really like Kung Fu Pandas, not as in the actual Kung Fu Panda, but like I mean they've recently added a fighting type panda to the Pokemon games as well.
Jesus Christ.
You love that shit. Just add panda who knows martial arts. Bang, done. But
Yeah.
yeah, and so I mean, I was thinking about it. Like, I think this is the first WoW statistics since Iran lost the ability to play World of Warcraft, so that could factor into it. They could have literally lost some for
Okay.
political reasons.
We just lost Iran.
Yeah, well, they did
That's
because
awesome.
there was an embargo. There
Yeah,
was
Iran got the internet cut off. I did read about this.
another embargo. Yeah, because that's always a good sign.
Yes. How depressing. How depressing the world is, Aaron.
Indeed. Well, this is. I mean, I can't like they don't
Yeah.
really know why at this point. I mean, I know there was that new. I can't remember what it was called. It was sponsored by Jet Li MMO that started up that dragged.
What? Sponsored by Jet Li.
Yeah, he's like one of the spokespeople for it.
Okay.
It's like a very heavily martial arts based MMO in China and Korea.
Any good?
I've only seen a couple of screenshots of it. I couldn't judge, but yeah, it
Really?
looks alright. I mean, I like stuff based on martial arts. It's kind of interesting.
I've only really seen a couple of screenshots of WoW, and I judged.
Fair enough. Well, what do you think of what is the kind of cultural
Actually, I played it for a
prevalence of
bit.
WoW?
I played it for a bit, and then it broke. But yeah. I don't know. I find MMOs incredibly grindy, and that's why I can't play them for very long. I know
No.
stuff like Skyrim is grindy, but it's grindy in a very
Well, you've
quick
got a
and easy
story,
way.
I suppose, and you're not as keenly aware that a million other assholes are playing your story.
Well, exactly. And I mean, yeah, just I mean, the thing I always found strange about World of Warcraft is people do get into it really heavily. Like, I know most people are like that for anything. World of Warcraft seems to have really hit the like. Yeah, there were times when I had a friend who used to play like World of Warcraft all the time. Like, he basically almost took a gap year out from university because he just played it a load. And just yeah, like we'd like be like, hey, do you want to go do something? And he'd say, no, I've got a guild meeting tonight. I just always found that strange that you would be prepared to spend time with strangers who you'd never met over your friends just to get some fake gold. I don't know if I'm just missing the immersion. Like, I'm happy that you're that immersed, but at a point it does seem quite disruptive.
I suppose. I mean, I'm always careful about judging others for not wanting to
Exactly.
socialize and shit. But
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
I
as long
yeah,
as he's happy, it doesn't matter.
I think that level is fine if perhaps.
I'm just getting angry at addiction rather than
Yeah,
wow.
I was gonna say. I mean,
Obviously.
it's when you hear about like the baby that died because the father forgot to feed it because he was playing WoW. Those are the stories
Yeah.
that kind of annoy me, rather than yeah.
Well, I wouldn't blame WoW. I'd blame the father for being
Well, I know that was yeah,
like
but
a
I mean,
retarded
that is
yoga.
still yeah, he was still playing WoW at the time. But no, I agree. It wasn't that was just a irresponsible father.
Do you think that maybe like that many people have left because that many people have accidentally killed their babies? And suddenly 1.3 million people went, oh my god, we've all killed our babies. We have to stop playing this game.
Well,
Actually, no. If I killed my baby playing WoW, I'd probably play more WoW.
well,
No
you mean
baby, no baby to worry about now.
you've gone this far. Otherwise, your baby's death was in vain, really.
Exactly. And you're definitely gonna get a divorce. There's
True.
no way that marriage is
Well,
lasting.
I'm assuming that the wife wasn't around. Otherwise, surely she'd have fed the baby, or she was playing WoW as well.
Yeah, how long was she out for?
I mean, that must. I mean, how long? Even a baby must take at least like a day or like 18 hours to starve.
I don't know. It's got to take long. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's not even like a big gaming session.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I played Civ 4 for longer than 18 hours.
A baby must take longer to die than a big gaming session. Like, that evolution must be working in that direction. Like, we must adapt to live longer than it takes for a gaming session to end.
Maybe this is what Blizzard's trying to push forward. I tell you what, no one ever died related to Warcraft 3. So go ahead and make Warcraft 4 already, bastards.
I've never I've got even less connection to this, but I don't know. Like,
have you ever played a Blizzard game at all?
I don't know.
Diablo.
I have Diablo 2, I think. I've
First
never
one.
played it. I've
StarCraft?
just got it in the corner. StarCraft? I have played StarCraft.
There you go.
I'm not good at RTSs, so that was a nightmare.
Fair enough. So you've
And
had like probably the least contact with Blizzard in the Western, or possibly even Eastern world at this point.
probably, I mean, I might get I'll play Diablo 2 and see if I want to play Diablo 3. But no, yeah, no, I haven't played a lot of Blizzard games,
Fair
and
enough.
I'm not afraid to say it.
Good, good. Loud and proud.
Exactly.
Onto actually, I know, no, Nvidia will do the little whisper thing, and I haven't heard of it. Like, I swear, AMD took over everything.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
they've got the
Nvidia's
entire
the,
console generation.
the last thing I saw of them, then he was slagging off current no, next gen consoles for not being powerful enough.
Yeah. What an asshole.
Well, no, I think he has a valid point.
Well, I mean, he can slag about that, but what about Android devices that are too powerful? Did he ever think that that was,
What do you
a
mean?
bit of a, well, if the home consoles are not powerful enough, maybe, some handheld devices are too fucking powerful and too expensive, like the Nvidia Shield.
Is it called the Shield?
Ooh, I think it's
Damn,
called the Shield, isn't
that's
it?
going to be a nice link into Agents of Shield.
Exactly, yeah, no, I was just thinking that. But yeah, the Shield is $359. And
What's that in pounds? Like 300?
fuck yeah, like that's probably
280?
yeah, maybe I don't know what is it. It's 2 point. I don't know what the new numbers are. I think it's like $1.5 per pound. So yeah,
Yeah,
about 300.
300.
So yeah, that's expensive. Like, that's really
For a
expensive.
handheld as well. I mean, unless I
And
mean,
one that plays Android based games.
is that it? Actually, then
I
again, we now know that I've now told you that Dead Space is an Android-based game. So
true. I mean, yeah, it seems too expensive. I don't know who's going to buy it.
it seems like the Steam box again. I mean,
No.
I'm still expecting the Steam box to be some sort of masterstroke that I'm just too dumb to get.
Yeah,
But
I guess so. I mean, yeah, I don't know market, and also like the only thing the Nvidia really like offers that's quite cool is it offers like streaming from your PC, like sort of like a Wii U. The problem is you have to have an Nvidia graphics card to do that.
oh fuck that.
I don't have an Nvidia graphics
No,
card.
I don't
No,
know anyone who has an Nvidia graphics
they're
card anymore.
really fucking expensive because
Yeah.
Nvidia is really expensive. So yeah, I mean, I don't get who this is marketed to, and I agree it's like the Steam box, and I might not just get it. I did, to be honest. I never got the iPad, and people fucking flocked to buy that shit. So
I kind of get. Well, I guess the iPad is something like we're the target audience for the Steam box and the Shield. I think that's the difference. Like we're not the target audience for an iPad.
we're a bad target audience.
Well, yeah, well that's what I mean. Yeah, I
We're just
agree.
not buying anything.
Well, no, well, no, as in I mean like we're gamers, so therefore, like, and
True.
I mean we're probably the closest or like the above average Valve fanboys as well, and we don't want to buy the Steam box, or I am at least.
No,
So
I
I
don't. I don't
mean,
get that. I like them for their software,
because
not their
I don't
wearable
think most people
computers.
know who Valve are or what Steam is, or maybe I don't know. Steam, I
I
know Steam has a
reckon.
lot of followers nowadays, but
I don't think a lot of people would know that Valve ran Steam. I bet a surprising amount of people wouldn't know
yeah,
that.
because I know quite a lot of people have Steam now because of like Football Manager 2013's on here or
Oh,
whatever.
hello.
But like, no, I agree. I think it's a strange move, and
Mm.
it'll be interesting to see if it works out.
I know
Because
it's got a few exclusive, like a few popular indie exclusives, but it's going
the Valve
against
game's going
the
to be exclusives. I assume so.
yeah, oh yeah, oh, and the Steam box, no problem.
Oh, sorry, you mean the Hat Shield? Yeah,
I
well,
was
isn't the
talking
Steam
about
box
the
just
Shield.
a PC or whatever?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Steam
but
box is just a
yeah,
console,
can't have exclusives.
really.
Yeah,
But
which is another strange thing. I don't understand this obsession with just making like because if you're gonna don't call it a console, call it just a homogenized PC. Just Valve is making a PC.
yeah, basically. But then if you say PC, people won't buy it because I think, oh, what's the point in buying a PC? And I go, exactly. You can already build a better one.
True enough, actually.
I don't understand what they
This
want.
seems like this seems like a losing war set on shoddy
Oh god, I know you've
pretenses.
got the piston as well. That is super fucked. Like the
Oh.
piston is more fucked
See,
than the Steam box and Shield
this is
was.
the thing. Like, there seems to be an entire market developing around these things, but I don't think there's enough room for one of them, let alone three
Exactly. I
or
don't know who's
four.
buying these things. I agree. At least Steambox has the games behind it immediately. Like even the Ouya, the Ouya as well. Like
The Oya.
the Ouya is how it's pronounced. Yeah, the Ouya is basically like a cheap and worse version of Shield, but more people I think will go for that.
Oh
I'd
yeah, I
have
mean
thought.
that thing's only. I mean that's $100, so that's even
Yeah.
less. It's like 75.
But yeah, I don't get what
60.
I don't get what the Shields is like. How even if the Nvidia games get, even if the Android games get really good on it, I just don't know who'd shell that much out when you got a 3DS or a Vita. Who's hanging around with a Shield? It just sort of doesn't make sense to me.
No, I agree. Can't
But
even play Pokemon.
okay, so we've basically said all the new ideas coming out are rubbish.
Yeah, we're really up for pushing the boundaries
I
of the
know,
gaming industry. We hate. I mean, we've already came up and like slightly negative against the Oculus Rift,
It
and
just
now
seemed
we've just.
expensive or pointless.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't understand where the Shield would be played because I don't want to play Crisis or whatever, or I know that's a stupid example, but like CS on the train because I haven't got anyone to play it against, and I don't really want to play like Oblivion. I don't know what's going on. I
I
don't
know
like.
Nvidia has got like their own like streaming system, much like the way that Sony bought Gaikai and all that.
Oh
Like they want
yeah.
a good streaming system. So I think like Nvidia might even be going for like an on live system of playing, which is quite cool. But then again, like where the fuck are you gonna play that on the move? Unless you got like 5G. Like so if you just keep they
True.
just don't have the speed.
Though they did make a breakthrough in 5G a few days
I
ago.
read that.
Yeah.
We both have the BBC News app, don't we?
I don't. I actually just. I don't have the BBC News app anymore. I just
Yeah.
go on the BBC.
Oh, the BBC News app is wonderful.
I
But
indeed.
but yeah, I mean,
God bless the BBC.
God bless the BBC.
But
Except for oh shit. Oh, I need to watch the new Doctor Who episode in the name of the Doctor.
I haven't.
Find out what his name is.
I don't want. I don't think. I don't think you'll find out, and B, I'm not gonna watch it.
Fair enough. I'm gonna watch it. Should we just check for what his name is now?
Go on then.
All right.
Well, we'll Agents of Shield is the next one.
All right.
But go. Which actually has David Tennant is one of the. Actually, we can talk about that in the meanwhile.
Have
There's
you
rumors.
have you seen his like performance as that other little robot?
No.
Yeah, he played a robot in the Clone Wars, and it's kind of he's up for an Emmy for it, I think, and it's like it's not a good performance. It's just David Tennant playing a robot. But yeah, so that's his lead in. That's his.
Yeah, so
That's what he can
after
do,
his
basically.
success in David Tennant Robotland, then there's some rumors going around on the internet that he might be playing Guardians of the Galaxy super icon Rocket Raccoon.
Playing two pieces of CG bullshit in the same year. It's risky. It's a risky
Yeah.
thing to do.
But I think just imagine that Scottish voice next to Robert Downey Jr. Just like, oh hey there, and then he zooms by, and then Iron Man has to chase him. He's like, I'm not being outdone by a raccoon. That's the best scene ever.
Yes. Well,
So
we've talked about this a lot, and yeah, I'm glad David Tennant's getting work.
I don't think he will be. I don't think it'll be. If anything, I don't think David Tennant's too expensive for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
To be honest, I think I don't like David Tennant that much, and I don't think he'd make a good Rocket Raccoon. I couldn't really imagine him as a mercenary, because he'd be doing his Englishy sounding voice.
I agree. He's too goofy. He needs to be someone gruff and serious.
Exactly, and every time he talks in his Englishy accent, he gets very spitty. Like I can hear him.
Well, have
I can
you
hear
heard
his
his
mouth gets
actual
very
accent?
watery. Yeah, he's just Scottish bloke.
Well, he's very deep Scottish kind of accent.
But can
Like,
Rocket
that's a
Raccoon
very
be
put on
Scottish?
voice.
Definitely. But
But yeah, so
so do you want Rocket Raccoon to appear in Shield? Is that
no.
what you want?
I
Why
well,
not?
I would be fine if he appeared in like one episode, and because I think you could make. I think Agent Coulson and Rocket Raccoon would have a pretty funny chemistry. Because
By the way-
he wouldn't really get why Rocket Raccoon exists, and that would be funny. Because Rocket Raccoon could like punch him in the nuts and shit. I think it'd be
I
alright.
agree with Agent Coulson. It's one of the few things that me and Agent Coulson agree. Have you seen like the new trailer? Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone should watch it if they haven't. But yeah, like is Agent Coulson supposed to be cool?
No, well, no,
Mhm.
not in the movie universe, but because he's the main character, then yes, in the TV universe.
Mm-hmm.
Also, remember, he just came back from the dead. That's pretty badass.
Sure.
He's running off high from that.
Hey man, he'd never died.
He died.
No, he didn't. He just built some jam on some baseball
they
cards or
if
whatever
they
the fuck that
hadn't
was.
if this hadn't got made, then Agent Coulson would have stayed dead.
Sure.
So
Maybe
he
that's
died.
the best. The thing I did. What did you like most about the look of the show? Like I thought Joss Whedon, like it being Joss Whedon, I actually quite liked that it was like slightly light-hearted. It seemed to have like quite a few funny jokes.
Well, Joss Whedon, look at Buffy. It was laden with jokes. Like, Joss Whedon's a pretty light-hearted, he can make funny but yet serious serialized TV. And I think he's going to be great at this. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, I mean, I like the look of what we still believe to be Luke Cage. I
Who's Luke
think
Cage again?
Luke Cage is Power Man. He's the someone correct me if I'm wrong. He's a black African American convicted criminal, and he has super strength, super speed, not speed. You know, he can move faster than the average man, etc. Jump high, dent concrete.
Okay.
Basically during the kind of
Is he the black? Is he like the guy from Prototype 2?
well, yeah, but he was before that. Basically, like earlier on
Yeah.
in like the 70s and 80s, then Marvel tried to do an affirmative action character, and it was Luke Cage, who was
I
Power
swear to God,
Man.
Luke Cage is the one of the people in Mortal Kombat, isn't
No, that's Johnny Cage.
he? Johnny Cage. Alright, sorry.
But interesting fact about Luke Cage,
hmm
he is the reason Nicolas Cage is called Nicolas Cage.
Really?
Yep.
I think you've told me this before.
Yeah, it's a nice fact. I think so, at least, because it combines my love of Luke Cage and Nicolas Cage.
I know. Oh, by the way, have you seen Nicolas Cage in his Chinese car advert?
Yes, I have. You sent
Fantastic.
me that. That was.
Everyone has to check that out because it's just Nicolas Cage smiling at old women and
It's
then
quite
smiling
strange
awkwardly
because
at other Chinese people.
it tries to portray him as kind of like an action hero, but I swear,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that died in like the 90s, early 2000s.
Is he an action hero? I don't really get. Well,
I don't know,
he
because
used to be a proper actor,
well,
and
he
then
used to
he
be kind of
sort
like the quirky indie oddball actor. Then he went a bit serious and kind of like dramatic, and then like kind of The Rock and Con Air came along and Bad Lieutenant, and since then he just seems to have been a kind of like not very good action hero.
basically. The
Quite
Sorcerer's
strange.
Apprentice was the weirdest one.
Haven't seen it.
Well, it just like Nicolas Cage being in a kids' action film was even weirder.
It's strange that people are gonna grow
I
up
don't know what
with Nicolas
kids would
Cage.
get excited about.
It's
Going
like
to
I've
see.
been showing this person like
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage, like, because I had to convince someone literally that Nicolas Cage used to be a good actor because they'd only seen him in kind of National Treasure and
Yeah.
Knowing and stuff, and I was like, no, he used to have good roles, serious roles. He used to be an actor.
To be honest, I don't know what a man who's just stumbled upon a numerical code to predict the future looks like. But I imagine Nicolas Cage is doing a good performance of him. So Nicolas Cage, in some ways, is always a great actor. He just plays such outlandish roles that we
Well, yeah,
wouldn't know what the emotional reaction is.
I think. I mean, I still stand by that Nicolas Cage is a great actor. But that position becomes increasingly hard to defend as
He's
the
a very
years go on.
passionate actor.
Mm.
I think he can put a lot of energy into a role, and that's what makes him good. But he has to be in a very particular role, or else he can just come across as annoying and whoa.
Yeah, it's weird. Your Chris Pine and your Nicolas Cage voices are very similar.
Every voice is similar. That's just
Well,
the
no,
voice
'cause
of people I don't like.
quite a few of them are distinct. Which reminds me, you need to dig out the Chris Pine impersonation for the Star Trek one. But anyway, Nicolas Cage is completely unrelated to Agent of Shield. But
Yeah,
in fact, I don't think anyone famous other than Coulson is appearing in Agent of Shield. This appears to be entirely kind of new.
I
don't
quite
know
like that.
anyone.
I like a new cast.
Which is strange because Joss Whedon got really obsessed with using the Battlestar Galactica actors around about Dollhouse. So I was expecting we'd see that again. Like I was expecting Leah Dahmer and shit to start
I
walking
haven't
in.
seen Dollhouse. What is
Have you
it
not?
like?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not good. It's not bad. It's
Okay.
it's above average, I'd say.
I
But
heard about the failed Battlestar Galactica movie
I thought it was still going on.
by Bryan Singer. No, it's hit horrible problems.
Well, it didn't seem like a well thought out idea.
Exactly. Well, the most interesting recent movie I've been interested in was would be BioShock by Gore Verbinski. That just sounded weird.
Why? Well,
Gore
I didn't even know that was happening.
Yeah, was the director of The Weatherman and Rango and the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy. And he just seemed like quite an like it wouldn't be. I'm not sure what kind of film it would be because Gore Verbinski can make very weird films.
I'm
He can
still waiting
also
for my
make
Monkey Island film. Like, why are all these? Why are films that? Why are games that don't deserve to be films being made into films?
It's weird. I don't understand it.
Monkey
Like,
Island
I
was a
don't know
perfect film.
why is it getting another Hitman movie?
Yeah, that
makes
is
no
like
sense.
when did anyone decide Hitman was like needed a character study?
Exactly. And like you said, like Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank is a you said Ratchet and Clank is a weird.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank
choice.
doesn't even make sense in my head business wise. I
No.
mean, I like the characters. They were they were goofy cartoon characters, but they were basically the kind of 2000 equivalent of Bubsy. Sorry, fuck that one up. I don't really understand. Yeah, it would be like if someone made a Sonic film. Oh wait.
Oh,
Shit.
Jesus Christ. Well, based on what I've seen from Sonic 06, like with all the scenes of him being with a woman,
Oh
like I
yeah.
reckon you could make a proper good romance. Like a sort of Twilight-like sort of romance
I only knew
with
one
Sonic.
thing for certain, that he
I
was
w-
a hedgehog.
and I was irrecoverably in love with him. The Oh god, but I'll tell you what would be cool. Gore Verbinski has worked with Nicolas Cage, and because he loves butt fucking Johnny Depp so much, maybe he'd be bringing in, some of the actors he's worked with. Maybe
Has,
we'd see Nicolas Cage in a Bioshock movie.
has Johnny Depp and Nicolas Cage ever worked together? Because that seems like something that would work.
I don't know.
I think they try to out oddball each other
They
though.
would be. It would be weird because like Johnny Depp would come in like being all like
Successful.
he's being Sith. He's like crafting his weird character. And Nicolas Cage would come in all like broke and on cocaine. And then like some of everyone would be like, "Oh shit!" Like it would surely be unfair. Like Johnny Depp would actually be trying to be working hard to out oddball Nicolas Cage, but Nicolas Cage would have the genetic predisposition of being fucking mental to completely out oddball him anyway.
See, now that's where I wouldn't care about the premise. You could make that about kind of, you know, anything, orchids,
Yeah.
and that'd be interesting.
What would you cast Nicolas Cage as in Bioshock?
I would as the lead splicer.
The
Who
least
has
like.
he has an incredibly or a Big Daddy. where
Imagine
you
him
can
as
just like
Andrew Ryan. Imagine if it's Andrew Ryan going like, "A man chooses, a slave obeys." Or is a Big
See
Daddy?
that Nicolas Cage voice is actually distinct from the Chris Pine one. That was good. That needs to happen.
Or is a
So-
little sister?
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Bubbles.
I can't. I was watching the Do
Yeah.
you remember Sony All Stars, the like Super Smash Bros. Ripoff?
Yeah.
I was watching the little sister clips in that. Like Mr. Bubbles is in it and is referred to as that.
Yeah.
It's so cringeworthy to watch when that infamous guy is next to her.
Yeah, that doesn't really work. Mr. Bubbles is supposed to be creepy, and then it can be funny in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as it's out of context. You know, Agent Shield isn't
Yeah.
that fun to talk about. like, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it-
like,
I
it's
like
going to be another Whedon show.
Yeah, I like the idea of a TV show having the same continuity as the movieverse. I do think it's going to be kind of strange because this means Agent Coulson is going to get like 20 something hours of characterization as opposed to Tony Stark's collective over 7 years, 6 hours.
It's very weird.
But I think it could work. I mean, I think it works a lot better for the supporting cast, like the Shield members. And I mean, it also works in the sense of which TV Luke Cage can probably have a minor role in the Avengers 2 or whatever.
Sure. I
Like,
mean,
that would be interesting.
I think I agree with you that like on the whole, like within the larger universe, it's going to be jarring. I think individually it'll probably be quite a good show. Although I'm not a big fan of Whedon, but I
I
like
know you're
some
not.
things he does. Like I liked the middle bit of Firefly, and I liked a few episodes of Buffy. Like he's very hit and miss.
How much of
but
Buffy have you seen?
I must have seen at least 20 episodes worth.
Fair enough.
But
I was just wondering because I know people.
I just watched it.
It's-
It was around that sort of BBC Two time slot around Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Simpsons
Oh
in the
yeah,
early 2000s, so I just caught it.
I know it's a conceited thing to say, but the people who don't like Buffy seem to be the people who haven't seen it. Like I said, it seems to.
Yeah.
The more you extract out of people, the more they have to admit that it was a good show. But no, I understand. No, I mean, yeah, I like. I mean, Cabin in the Woods, I still think was a really good kind of horror film. I think Dollhouse was alright. Firefly was good from what I've seen, and Buffy was great. So, and you know, he's been knocking it out of the park with Marvel.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, as long as you're a fan of Whedon, then you'll probably just love Shield. But it will be a bit jarring towards the movies.
Yeah, I think so. Though it is, I mean, I'm glad that they're keeping him as the head of it because I think he's a much better head of it than anyone DC has suggested so far for their.
Like
I mean, hell, maybe we should
Nolan.
just do a J.J. Abrams and give him both. Joss Whedon probably is
No,
one
I
of the few
think
people who understands DC as well.
DC
but-
is the serious one. We know this now. DC
Well, no, it
is
doesn't
very
have. No,
serious.
DC has a character called Batmite.
I want DC to be the really serious one.
No, it's
Like-
not. I mean, it is serious, but it's not It's not grimdark.
I
I
want
mean,
Batman levels of serious throughout the whole series, and be like, which is more fun, the Marvel knockabout universe or the DC seriousness?
do you want to get shawarma? I cannot get shawarma. That would no. That's the kind of thing that could easily cripple the Justice League. Because the Justice League is fun. They make jokes. You know, Green Lantern tries to get with Wonder Woman. There's funny
Is
bits.
it fun? Like you're hanging
Yeah.
out with an orphan. You're hanging
Well,
out with an
he doesn't.
orphan, a mega orphan who's lost all of his
They
people as
take
well.
they take the piss out of Batman. Like like Superman and Flash are always like, oh, why is he so grumpy? Like like yeah, him and like oh, what was it? Like Superman will just like scan Batman and be like, "Yep, you're Bruce Wayne," and just get really annoyed at things like that.
Really?
Yeah,
That does sound quite funny.
but yeah, I mean, like I think, especially, I mean, I'm just taking examples from the New 52, but even back when, like when it's implied they've known each other for years, then they have a kind of buddy system going on. Like it's not all serious. Like obviously, I mean, the main things people know is when the kind of world's about to end, so everyone's like, "Oh, time to get down to it." But yeah,
Fair enough. That's when the jokes stop. But if Whedon made it, the jokes never stop, even when the world's in danger.
well, I don't know. People bucked up and shut up when the final scene in Avengers came, except when the Hulk smashed Thor around a bit. But hey, that was funny. You had to have laughed at that.
I did. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed the Avengers. A lot of
Yeah.
people complain about that last fight scene. I think it was really entertaining.
No, I agree. I think it's though I suppose given how many jokes Tony Stark was making during that fight scene, for him to then go on and have post-traumatic stress disorder in Iron Man 3 seems a
Trust
bit.
me, he does not have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Oh, okay.
I fucking hated that subplot.
Apparently they
It's
drop it as well. I mean, like,
they drop it. It's played for jokes, and it's made serious, and then it's played for jokes, and they alternate it whenever the fuck they feel like making a joke. It makes no sense. There's no reason for it to be in it, and it's yeah, no, they completely drop it. It's never like I don't think he gets over his post-traumatic stress disorder. He
Well,
doesn't go to
mean,
see
I'll
a
hear
psychiatrist.
what
or
I
anything.
heard was that he like has it a bit, and then he like finds a kid, and the kid's like, "You're Iron Man." He's like, "Yeah, I'm Iron Man," and then he goes and does it.
Yeah,
Which sounds terrible.
it's all stupid. I didn't like Iron Man 3
So did you
whatsoever.
hear he has not ruled out, or he said it's very possible that he could appear in Agents of Shield. Though I mean, I got sent an article today about the fact he wants more money for even appearing in Avengers 2. So
Yes,
I don't think Agent of Shield's budget will cope with Robert Downey Jr.
maybe the one with Robert Downey Jr. will be like a really good episode, and then like it'll be like a Star Trek system where like you write TNG system where you write one like small episode, one big episode, and then have loads of other small episodes.
Although just be one episode where like Agent Coulson's
Yeah.
having like a flashback of all his like favorite adventures. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
clips
yeah,
from all the
yeah.
movies.
Like one of them, most of them are just clips of the time Robert Downey Jr. came to visit. He's like, yeah, we just had a great day that day.
Oh god, and it'd be if they'd start it over Rod Jr., so it's like the first episode, so then the second episode's a clip show, Clerk style. It's like, oh yeah, that was a great time.
It's a two
Do you remember?
episode season.
Do you remember when we stopped the Hulk? Yeah, that was good.
God,
I like I said, I mean, I'd be surprised if maybe like
Mark
actually
Ruffalo
no,
would
because
definitely
even
appear for free.
yeah, even Jeremy Renner is probably too expensive for Agents of Shield. I think it's just going to be. But this is a really good way to explore the kind of B class of actor, or the B class of superhero. Sorry.
Well, it seems to be what they're doing. Like, there seem to be a lot of superheroes in it who are just like normal blokes.
Though I've recently heard in Captain America 3 that Batroc the Leaper is going to be one of the Captain America 2 villains.
Oh, I have no. Does he leap?
He's leaps. That's his thing. He's a French man in a leotard who leaps, and then once he's leapt, he kicks off your stomach in another leap to throw you away.
He
It's
kicks off your stomach.
Well, like off your chest.
Oh,
you
I
know what I
see.
mean?
He
As in,
leaps
like,
into you and leaps off. Right.
like flying kick. Like yeah, he leaps. He can leap in succession as well, and
Right.
whenever he leaps, he goes Batroc the Leaper.
Every time.
Not every time, but mostly. If he's emphasizing,
It's like
he's
a bad video game character.
Yeah.
Every time they jump.
He's amazing, and when I had to, I didn't believe it. I think I heard it from Spoonie on Twitter, and I thought he was making it up. I couldn't believe And they must be making him slightly serious.
They're not going
Unless
to remove the bar truck, the leaper element.
unless unless Captain America just like looks at this guy, he's like, what the fuck, and just knocks him out in one hit or something. Then
But he's very hard to make like scary. Like it's not like somebody can be like, oh, who's this new terrorist? And like his name's Bane. Like that's like that fills you with oh shit, who's this guy? But like if they said who is this man, they went the leaper. Is it?
Do you mean the leopard? No, the
Exactly.
leaper.
Yeah. Please say you've just mispronounced the leper. Actually, a leper is worse because they might get some skin on me.
The creeper? No, the leaper.
The loner. By
The leaker?
I love that song.
Nope. He leaps. Does he leap high? No, he's just a normal guy. He just leaps with surprising persistence.
Yeah.
Ah.
What'll he do? He'll leap off my chest. Well, what happens if you leap on my chest? Is he going to rip up my heart? No, he might kick you back. Just make sure you're always on like a flat surface, like in a football field.
Firm footing.
The worst thing he'll do, he'll push you into the road.
Well, I have this big shield and a gun. Yeah, that'll finish him. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he's one of 4 villains.
He'll just leap off the shield. It'll be pointless.
But yeah, he has. Yeah. There are apparently 4 villains. I can't remember the other 3 in Captain
4
America.
villains.
I think one of them is obviously Winter Soldier.
4 villains.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of them is Bartrock the Leaper.
Okay, maybe he won't get as much like time as Two-Face. But
what if he's the main one? Winter Soldier's actually a subplot. It's the original title was Captain America 2: The Leaper.
Why even Captain America 2? If they were trying to make it their own Leaper movie, they're like, no, the people will mistake it for Looper. No one will come and see it.
Did you actually, just one last Marvel thing, did you see Josh Whedon has confirmed for Avengers 2 Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch?
I don't know who these people are. I think I know who Quicksilver is.
Well, I mean, in itself,
is he just the DC? Is he like Silver Surfer?
No. Well, the interesting thing occurs because Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are Magneto's children.
Ah.
But that, like, obviously, this becomes meta because Magneto's children shouldn't be allowed to be in the Avengers.
Yes.
Because they're mutants, and therefore the movie rights to them is owned by Fox.
Yes.
So either it becomes a tennis issue because technically every Marvel superhero is a mutant per se.
Yeah.
So it all depends. It all depends as to whether it's just the fact that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch weren't in the Fox films, and they could be used, or whether there has literally been a deal made with Fox and Marvel. Because I think they were talking. So this could be really interesting. Because if so, then it means we could have something like Wolverine. Obviously, it's probably a while away, but it's the first step towards. Because the X-Men are an integral part of the Avengers, as much as people don't recognize this, because obviously they haven't been allowed to be in so far.
Would you just need Hugh Jackman to stay young for the next several years, and then you get your masturbation
he's been doing it for like 15 years already, and he doesn't seem to have aged a day. So I think he can hold on for another 5 years. Yeah, I mean, looks incredible. Either that would look really shit 15 years ago.
I know. Well, I mean, if they can pull it all together, that'd be great. I agree, though. If he pulls it off, then I don't understand copyright anymore.
No, I mean, I don't. I mean,
or film rights.
I guess. I mean, in Fox's interest, it could be that because having your film in any way attached to the Avengers is probably a boost now.
Especially since you got the Wolverine coming out and that new Avengers, the X-Men movie, which I don't really get the new X-Men movie. I think it's a sequel and a prequel and a...
Yeah, it's got both casts in it, doesn't it?
But it doesn't really work because...
It's got the James McAvoy crew and the Patrick Stewart crew in it.
There were quite a few horrible plot holes that made... not plot holes really, but like inconsistencies between...
Well, I don't get that. I just don't get how it's going to work, really. But, well, I mean, I'm willing to... Comics have had stupid plots and it's worked.
It'll work by them just writing lots of characters together. You can make anything work. I can make Shawshank Redemption. I can make fucking Andy Dufresne join the Avengers just by writing it down.
I wonder if that's a fanfic. Exactly. It might just be.
Maybe like, Morgan Freeman's Red's there. He's like, I can get you guys anything. Like, they're trying to get super weapons and he can just like smuggle in a pack of smokes hidden up his arse.
Oh shit! When is Morgan Freeman going to appear in the?
Oh god, I'll probably appear as an old Nick Fury.
True, it's also
the only 2 black guys like who anyone uses, and like maybe if Nick Fury gets as a child, they'll use the black midget, or actually as a child they'll probably just use Will Smith's kid.
True.
because he
And you
fucking
know, if he's
appears
a
in everything.
teenager, or, no, not a teenager, if he's kind of like 30-ish, then it'll just be Will Smith. I mean, done. Because weirdly enough, Will Smith can still play a 30-year-old,
Yeah,
despite being
fucking
probably near
old.
50 at this point.
That's right. I still look forward to After Earth as well. Can't wait to see Will Smith's next outing because I've started growing to hate Will Smith over the last few years.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I stand on Will Smith anymore. Because you look at things like Wild Wild West, and then some of his more serious films that just suck. You're like, I'm not sure. I think you. I think I'm starting to wonder why I enjoyed Fresh Prince.
That's the question that every young man asks as he leaves his childhood.
So
It's
really.
does God exist? You know, what do I want my life and place to be in the universe, and why did I find fucking Fresh Prince so funny? But anyway, I mean, yeah. Do you have anything else to chat about?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's pretty clear for Agents of
Yeah,
Shield. As much as we
fair enough.
talked about it,
We didn't talk about it at all.
I don't know. I think we had some good conversation.
Fair enough. I know. Well, having a chat is always a
Exactly.
pleasure, Harold. Right, but yeah. So that's it.
There
Do
you
we
go.
have any?
I think
I
we're going to
don't.
be doing another one fairly soon, actually,
Yeah.
because we still need to. I mean, we still need to talk about Star Trek while it's relevant,
Exactly. But we need
and
Simon here because I'm the only
true,
person that's seen it, and
and
I could
possibly,
just tell
and,
Aaron about a movie he hasn't seen.
and possibly Ree, because I think she wants to be involved. If you're
But
fine with that.
do what? That's fine. Do watch Star Trek One though
Yeah, I
before
will.
next time.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll watch it soon. And ponies. Oh yeah, can't wait
Yeah,
to talk about
we're even
them.
going there. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
But anyway, right, everyone. Goodbye.
Until next time.
Bye.